Hi everyone. So I know I've been doing a lot of celebrity makeup tutorials lately, but I love to take those small images that are really hard for people to sort of figure out and sort of blow them up and show you kind of how they would have applied it. Now, I was on Facebook and I was mentioning some celebs that I would like to do, and somebody said, you should do Bette Davis. You kind of have her eyes. So I said, oh, okay, cool. Well, Bette Davis is gorgeous. She's simple. She doesn't have a very strong pinup makeup look style at all. She really probably wears less makeup than most celebrities, but I find her very interesting and I do love her movies, so I thought that we'd do a Bette Davis makeup tutorial. So I hope that you enjoy the look, and thanks so much for watching. Alright, so to get started on the look, I've already put shadow insurance, Too Faced Shadow Insurance, all over the lid and underneath the eye. Now we've already done the brows. I just kept them fairly simple and thin. Bette Davis's brows are even thinner, but I didn't want to go in with brow concealer and make it look too costumey for the look. So we're just gonna kind of do it as one would more likely wear it. Now I'm going to go into the Naked palette, which I've stated before in a previous celebrity tutorial. Great palette to have if you're going to be doing celebrity looks or any neutral looks. Now I'm going to be taking a little bit of Urban Decay's shadow in Virgin, and we're going to fluff that all over the entire eyelid. A lot of these celebrity inspired looks don't have on a ton of products, and Bette Davis is certainly no exception to that rule. She does have a light dusting of a shimmery shade all over her lid and up to the brow bone, which is very unique compared to some of the other ones we've done so far for my channel. Kind of interesting that they chose shimmery shades for her eyelid, considering her eyes are already big. Unless they just wanted to emphasize just how interesting her eyes really are. Now we're going to just go into the crease a little bit, and I'm going to go in with a little bit of Naked by Urban Decay, which is just that really soft matte brown. And we're going to start in the outer corner, and we're going to sweep it up a bit. Start rotating in the outer bit. And then pull it in. Now we're going to take a little bit of an oldie but goodie. We're going to take Sin eyeshadow, and we're just going to put that all over the eyelid. And then a little into the inner crease, sweep it back towards Naked eyeshadow. I'm going to take a slightly more narrow tapered brush, which is the 222. I was using the 224 before. I know I get a lot of questions on these brushes. I don't often bring it up because it really doesn't matter. Take what you like, and if it's natural hair, I generally don't name it off either way. So now I'm going to be taking a little bit of Toasted, which is just that sort of medium taupey shade right there. And we're going to go into the outer corner. And we're going to fluff that around a little bit. Going very gentle. She's not wearing a ton of like obvious eye makeup, even though she does have some shading on her lids. And then we're going to take a little bit more of Toasted still, and we're going to delicately place that in the inner area. If you're heavy-handed, then I just wouldn't pick up more product before going into the inner corner. And that'll give you that sort of effect that she has. She has a lot of sort of a lightness in the center of her lid, and then a lot of shading in the inner and outer corner. That is eyeshadow. It's not the way her eyelids are shaped. Not really going for like a plastic surgery look here, really recreating her eyes. But the shimmer shades will help keep the eye large like hers. I'm going to be taking a little bit of Inglot's gel liner in number 77, and we're just going to take that up with an angled brush. I'll pick that up in 1 second. And we're just going to start in the outer corner. No cat eye, and we're gonna want to go a little heavier in the outer corner just by pushing on more product. A little bit of Feline Kohl Power, and we're going to want to go a little heavier in the outer corner. And then pull that in. Now for under the eye, I'm just going to soften the liner look a little bit, and we're going to go in with Costa Riche. I'm going to start a little heavier in the outer corner, just as she has hers, and we're going to tread lightly right about underneath the lower lash line. Now, even though the Inglot gel liners don't really move, they can, it's a possibility. So we're gonna go in with a little bit of, excuse my palette, Hustle, that red and brown color. So right about there, we want that color. And I'm gonna get that on a pencil brush. And we're just going to go ahead and pull that underneath the lower lash line. This happens to be Max 219, but you could take any pencil brush, does not have to be the 219. I'm just taking what I have. And we're gonna go across gel liner as well on the top. And then get really close to lash line for the gel liner. I personally hate to see gaps between the gel liner, the skin, and the eyeshadow. I'm going to be taking a pair of Ardell Lashes in number 45. The eyelashes look like this, just these very sparse wispy ones. I know Kiss also makes a set like this. I believe they are number 2. Anyways, they don't come in this box. The eyelashes were just sold like this, like in a cartridge. I just put them in this box to keep them nicer. So I'm just going to take some lash glue, excuse me, and we're going to put those babies on. I'm gonna gently peel them off the cartridge. And I also think demi wispies in brown, or even wispies in brown, or even just lash accents in number 301, whatever's the shorter pair, those would be lovely too. I'm going to take the black because I'm already wearing black mascara. So we're just going to take those, round out the shape a little bit so that they fit the eye, or my eye. If you don't have round eyes, don't round out your lashes, it won't work. And we're just going to go ahead, put some lash glue on those babies. I'm just doing this to create a slightly flirtier, more fun, pretty eye. That old Hollywood glamour into an otherwise fairly simple look. Bette Davis doesn't really wear a lot of makeup, so we're just going to give her a little oomph. So we're just going to let that glue dry a little bit. I want it to be sticky. And you're going to want to anchor down the outer corners first, because those are the little annoying bits that tend to want to get up and ruin your whole look. If you have very, I guess, short lid space, you'll probably want to cut number 45 if you're using this same lash. They are long. So even I had to adjust them. Those are fun. They flirt out like go in the outer corner, just a little bit. And I love that the band's invisible. They might even be Invisibands, I'm not sure. But they are real Ardell lashes. They just didn't have their box because they were sold with China glazes at a beauty supply store. So there you go. I'm gonna be taking just the pencil that comes with it. You can take Costa Riche. I just tend to take the MAC ones while I still have them because I think they're really creamy and they blend pretty nicely. I'm just gonna go over the top of that with Bourbon, and then with my 219 I'm gonna go over that with Dark Horse to sort of get rid of the lash band, or the appearance of the lash band. Even though there isn't any real appearance, these are Invisibands, but it takes a second to be a perfectionist. I'm not trying to sell you on leaving a ton of like dark under eye circles under your eyes by any means, but even Bette Davis isn't very concealed right about here. Just her own natural texture or bone structure underneath her eyes is just very apparent. It's very her. I have a little bit of that naturally too. You really can't conceal it. So I'm not really trying to sell you on under eye bags or anything like that. But don't worry about being too concealed for this look. Now I'm going to take a little bit of MAC Harmony blush, and she doesn't really have a lot of contour going, but we're just going to slightly feather in a little bit of structure. Since she's not fully round, she is a little bit chiseled, a little kind of like me. Maybe not as heavy as I am, but she definitely has a little bit of a cheekbone gone. Just gonna put that in very lightly. A few old Hollywood actresses wore very neutrally bronzy blushes, or even peach blush. None of them really wore a lot of like hot pink blush. Maybe not at this particular point in time. So I'm gonna be taking a little bit of Peachy. And she's wearing a bit more blush than some actresses, but I also think that's because she doesn't wear a ton of eye makeup or makeup in general. So we're just going to that, and I think the makeup artist definitely wanted to accentuate her jaw or her cheeks. So we're just gonna fluff on a little bit of that. I'm not gonna make it as excessive as my own. She's not wearing that much, but we're just gonna go like that. Now we're gonna take a little bit of plum lip liner. And line the lips and fill them in. Now I'm going to take a little bit of Inglot's number 412, which is just this really pretty matte ruby red. Now what I love about Inglot mattes is that they aren't as drying as some matte lipsticks. So we're just going to go ahead and pat that on. And they smell pretty nice. They kind of smell like the YSL lipsticks, actually pretty dead on to the YSLs. But cruelty free. This was the MUA's favorite lipstick pick. And her favorite formula. Actually, it's really nice for a matte. So those are my Bette Davis lips, just a really nice soft version of a vintage lip. And yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. That was a lot of fun, unique, fresh, even though it is old school Bette Davis. So she's a very unique woman. So yeah, thanks for watching.